Hello, Mr. Hill. Can you hear
Right?
me?
I can hear you fine.
Apparently, I can't hear you.
I'm good. Can you hear me? We're in the show. Let's
Yeah,
go. Let's get this thing going.
yeah. How was the atmosphere tonight in the city of brotherly love? I know the wind looked pretty bad. The cardboard cutouts looked pretty good, but how was 7,000 fans there at the link?
It wasn't the usual rowdy crowd at the link, and certainly I don't think anybody was taken to the jail underneath. At least no one on the field, and certainly you didn't see what you saw in that Bears game where a guy jumped on somebody. The good news about tonight, though, the Cowboys showed some fight. It wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough, but they showed some fight. They showed some moxie. They showed a little pride, even though for the, I guess, sixth straight week, they lost. I mean, well, not six straight week, but they lost. Well, they fell behind by double digits for 6 straight weeks, 7 straight weeks for sure.
So Clarence, by the way, he is Fort Worth Star Telegram, Dallas Cowboys, and NFL savant, Mr. Clarence E. Hill Jr. He's in Philadelphia. I'm Fort Worth Star Telegram sports columnist Mac Engel. I'm in Fort Worth. Didn't make the trip, thank God. Clarence, are we officially at that point now with the Dallas Cowboys at 2-6, where we have to spin any progress as some sort of landmark achievement? Because other than that, this whole thing is garbage and it's gone.
Yeah. And that's where it is. And I guess as a beat writer, I didn't give them much hope tonight. Certainly with a seventh round pick rookie starter Ben DiNucci, I did not give them much hope at all. In this game, and so the fact that they were in it, the fact that they showed the moxie, and maybe I'm giving them too much credit for try hard, and that's where we are with the Cowboys team that's been blown out that didn't try the past 2 weeks. I mean, that's what we kicked their butt for, not only for losing, but for really not showing any fight. So they showed some fight. It looked like they tried some things with some wrinkles on offense, and certainly the defense had 4 turnovers and really showed some pride with turning back the Eagles twice on fourth down. To me, disrespectful fourth down attempts. I mean, they had no respect for the Cowboys defense, no respect for the Cowboys offense. That's really what kept the Cowboys in the game. 2 fourth down attempts around midfield that led to Cowboys field goals and really helped the Cowboys get a halftime lead for the first time since the season opened at 9-7. 49-yard field goals, 59-yard field goals. They didn't do much on offense, but the Eagles allowed them to stay in the game with some disrespectful fourth down tries.
Yeah, and the more I watched this game, the more I thought, was it really about the Cowboys' effort on defense? Although Tank Lawrence looked really good tonight, and certainly Trayvon Diggs, a rookie who'd been picked on so much at corner, he had a couple of interceptions. Was this more, Clarence, about what the Cowboys did defensively, or the fact that they're playing a quarterback in Carson Wentz who just doesn't look like he really has it anymore?
Listen, Carson Wentz didn't look good, at all. But again, Carson Wentz is making $30 million or whatever he's making. He's getting some of that
$30,000.
Okay, he's a top 2 pick. That's not the Cowboys' problem because they have their own problems. They're playing with a 7th round pick at quarterback tonight after losing, Dak and losing Andy Dalton. So you can say, well, the Cowboys benefited from Dalton being bad, but the last few teams benefited from the Cowboys being bad and giving them gifts, and that's been part of the game. So yeah, Dalton was bad tonight, but again, the Cowboys offense was bad, been bad really since Dak left. I mean, they scored 1 touchdown on offense in the last 3 games. Last 8 quarters, no touchdowns. That's the issue with this Cowboys offense.
Well, and Clarence, I tweeted this out a little bit ago, and I was thinking about it as the game went on. If Andy Dalton is playing in that game tonight, they probably win it. Do you buy that?
I don't know because I haven't seen much from Andy's before he got hurt. He didn't show much in Washington before he got hurt, and certainly didn't show much against the Cardinals before he got hurt. They scored again 1 touchdown in the last 3 games, and that includes Andy playing in 1.5 of those games. But I think they certainly have a better chance. But the wind played a huge factor in them not being able to throw the ball downfield. It played a factor in Carson Wentz looking like a 7th round pick, and it certainly played a factor in Ben DiNucci not being able to throw the ball downfield. And I would have to think that would have affected Andy Dalton's ability to throw the ball down the field as well.
Clarence, I know probably during the game you didn't have you weren't able to hear the telecast. And during the game, in that 4th quarter, Chris Collinsworth, the NBC NFL analyst, is saying, the game is slowing down for Ben DiNucci. He's looking a little bit more comfortable. He's looking a little bit better. And you and I both knew it was only a matter of time before he turned the ball over. A rookie quarterback in his first start is going to turn the ball over. And he got away with 3, maybe 4 throws in the first half.
Right.
Well, 5 seconds after Collinsworth makes that comment, he's got the killer fumble, calls a little bit questionable, and they go the other way. Clarence, my question to you is, why did any of us think that a rookie 7th-round pick from James Madison, who's never played before, like this isn't like the Romo thing. Romo at least had time. Why did any of us think that this was going to go well with Ben DiNucci starting?
No one thought it was going to go well when the game started. But as the game went on, you're like, well, this is 2020. This is 2020. Anything could happen. And as you say that, they were driving after the Eagles took the lead, and so it's insurmountable 15-9 lead. They were driving. They were in plus territory. He had converted a 4th and 1. He converted a 3rd down with his feet. He threw a pass to Dalton Schultz, and they were in position that maybe, they throw something up and someone catches it. You don't know. But, yeah, I mean, nothing's impossible in this season, especially because the Eagles, as you say, they are not great shakes. I mean, they're now 3-4-1 or whatever their record is. Yeah. They're not like they're world beaters. The Cowboys are now 2-6, but all that's on the table. So yeah, no one expected it to happen certainly before the game, but as the game went on and the Cowboys, kept staying within hollering distance and they wouldn't put them away. Certainly after they were up 9-7, and then even after the Eagles took the lead, they were marching down the field like, well, could this be someone like the Mad Bomber, Clint Longley coming in and then making a play and saving the day? As they say, the triumph of an uncluttered mind. But of course, with the Cowboys this year, nothing's going to go right. Those good fortunes may be for someone else. They may for someone else's dreams. It's not happening for this Cowboys team who've lost 3 straight games now. And again, they're 2-6 at the midpoint of the season and facing the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers next week at AT&T Stadium.
Before we look at that game, I think we're going to call it a game. I don't know why. Clarence, we're halfway through the season. The Cowboys have made a couple of moves. They traded Everson Griffin, got a 6th-rounder from Detroit. They made a couple of cuts. Darryl Worley is gone. Don Terry Poe is gone. The NFL trade deadline is coming up. Are they going to do anything else?
They traded for some backup defensive tackle from Houston over the weekend, but I don't really see them making any major moves, and I certainly don't see them trading any of their prominent players or frontline players to get draft picks or whatever else. I mean, I don't know who the Cowboys would consider trading, but really Stephen Jones said last week that they're really not selling. They're not going to trade, the Amari Coopers or the Michael Gallups or whatever else players you think they could trade to get some, for. There are some people talking about maybe Alden Smith. He's on a 1-year deal. I mean, and he hasn't really showed up since the Seattle game when he had 3 sacks. I don't know, what someone wants from that, but no, this is the Cowboys team. This is your team. Andy Dalton should be back against the Steelers, and again, this is the NFC East. Never say never, but the schedule gets tougher. I mean, they play the Steelers. They have Baltimore down the road. They have the 49ers down the road. They play at Cincinnati, a scrappy Cincinnati team that beat Tennessee today. So it won't get easier for the Cowboys. And
Clarence, it's not about that. I mean, this is a team that's going to look at a top 5 draft pick in 2021. When you look at the last 8 games though that they've got, forget the games won or lost. That's gone. They're not going to do anything. Clarence, are there any guys that we should look at that you would say, that guy's playing for a contract, that guy's playing not to get cut? Any name guys that you would sit there and look at, Clarence, and says, he better show up, otherwise he might be a dump?
I mean, I don't think that anyone's off limits, especially when you look at some of the contract guys, whether that's, I guess, and you always want to point to the guys on defense, whether that's DeMarcus Lawrence or Jalen Smith or some of those guys. And certainly everybody in the secondary are on 1-year deals. I mean, they're certainly, Xavier Woods and Cheeto Woods are definitely playing for contracts. Alden Smith, we already mentioned, he's on a 1-year deal. He's playing for a contract. This is the last year of Tyron Crawford's deal. So, yeah, he's playing for a contract. That's what it is offensively. Would they do something with someone like Amari Cooper 1 year into his deal? I don't know. I do, knowing Jerry Jones, and that he believes that we're going to get Dak back next year. We get Dak back next year. This offense is going to be rolling, and we're going to get Tyron Smith back, and we're going to get La'el Collins back, and the offensive line is going to be fixed. And so we're not that far away. The question, the real question is, in regarding Dak, and it's something that we have to explore. If the Cowboys go, say they don't win another game, say they're 2-14 or 3-13, and they're staring at a top 3 pick, and you got those quarterbacks out there, and I would certainly Trevor Lawrence going number 1. I don't think the Cowboys will have the first pick, but there's a chance they could get Fields out of Ohio State. Do you go with the rookie quarterback? Or do you pay Dak Prescott? Do you go with the rookie quarterback on a rookie deal and believe you're going to build around him? Or do you pay Dak Prescott and use that position to get other picks to fill other positions? The problem I have with people saying, well, I would rather go with the rookie quarterback and let Dak walk and not playing $40 million is the Cowboys have been in that position. They didn't do nothing with it. They had Dak on a rookie deal. Did they maximize Dak on a rookie deal? What makes you think they're going to maximize someone else on a rookie deal? Have they learned their lesson? The better hope is that if they're at that point and they're the 2 or 3 pick and somebody wants to come up for the quarterback, they can trade that pick for a bushel of picks to help needs on defense. Find some difference-making players. That's what it is. They need difference makers on defense. They need a bunch of them, not just a hotshot rookie quarterback.
No, and I think what we're seeing again, it's sort of the same thing. When the Cowboys plan works, it barely has worked. Right. They've had some nice seasons. Nobody saw Dak's rookie season with Ezekiel Elliott sort of all lining up the way it did. But they didn't win a playoff game that season. Right. So you can't really say it really worked the way you wanted to. And that defense really wasn't that good. And it's sort of the same problem. We've only seen Clarence in the last 15, 18 years when they've really had a good enough defense to compete at the highest level. They haven't had it. And unless this team invests the way Bill Parcells did, now, not that it always worked, but the Bobby Carpenter pick didn't work out. Terrence Newman did, DeMarcus Ware did, Marcus Spears certainly did to a degree, maybe not to the level that they wanted, but he was a good, impactful pro. But until you're doing that, Clarence, until you're spending those kinds of resources on those players, and we've talked about it a million times about safety, if you keep ignoring the safety position or addressing it with a 5th and a 6th round pick and a free agent guy who's just sort of there, this is what you're going to get. And until they do that, I don't know how the hell we should expect, Clarence, these results are going to change that dramatically. Even if they commit to Dak Prescott or whatever.
You talking to me? You talking to me? I mean, I've been covering the Cowboys since 1997. It's the same thing. Just change the name, same season, same unfulfilled expectations. Well, y'all think 3 playoff wins? What are you talking about? I know this. Nothing's going to change. What makes you think it's going to change?
Law of averages. Well, you know what I mean? Law of averages. I'm not kidding.
I got 25 years worth of averages that ain't.
It's on you.
On that upside. I mean, I'm just saying. What makes it going to change now? And I think Mac is out of the show. This is Clarence Hill signing off from Philadelphia.